One, I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rikakudash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, one acknowledge the Akyam, pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. I'm going to go in Ecclesiastes 12 through the Spirit. Just want to do a quick lesson. The Spirit's jumped on me to do a lesson. So it's Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Right, so, we remember Yahweh in our youth, and really, when we come into this truth, we're considered little ones or babes. So, we're still in our youth when it comes to this doctrine. All right. The elders, our elders, they've been doing the work for almost 40 years on the streets. So, for them, that's why they're called elders. But for me, myself, I'm still in my youth in this ministry. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Right, really talking about the end. Talking about the end. The keepers of the house are the men who are pushing this true doctrine. All right. In verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of a bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Right, because in the end, the women are going to be humbled. And the grinding is going to be brought low because, Babylon America is getting ready to fall, right? We're going to be in Jacob's trouble. When we're in Jacob's trouble, people are not going to be working. We're not even going to be able to do the work on the streets. Like it says here that the doors shall be shut in the streets. Why? Because during Jacob's trouble, you're not going to be able to just go out and preach the word of Yahweh. It's going to be against the law to do that. Matter of fact, you might have a bounty on your, you might be wanted as a prophet or a teacher of the true doctrine. We'll be wanted in that day. We'll be basically like fugitives in the eyes of Esau, Edom, So there's not going to be the doors will be shut in the streets. Because right now, as it is written in the scriptures, we're still doing the work right now. We're still on the streets teaching. But that's not going to be forever. We're not going to be on the streets teaching forever. There's going to be a time where we won't be able to teach on the street at all. Coming soon, through the Spirit. It could be very soon. Let's grab real quick. I'm going to grab a couple precepts. Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge. All right? So there's going to be a time where wisdom won't be crying in the streets because it's going to be made illegal. They're going to cut off the freedom of speech. They're going to, they're already, I think it's Canada. If you're in the streets and you're doing what they call anti-Semitism, right, which is speaking against those fake Jews, hey, you're committing a crime, punishable by incarceration. They'll throw you in jail for that right now in Canada. They just passed that law, those laws are coming here to Babylon too. You better believe it. All right. Going to Amos. Because when all hell breaks loose, People are going to want to know what the Bible says about, what the truth is. But in that day, when they start to actually care, we won't be able to answer their questions because we're not going to be on the streets. That's why those is the parable of the 10 virgins, the 5 foolish and the 5 wise virgins. The 5 wise virgins, what they do? They were collecting that oil before the master came, which the master is Yahushai. But the 5 foolish virgins, they didn't pay no mind, they didn't pay no reverence to this truth, and when the master came, they didn't have no oil. All right, meaning they didn't have no wisdom. Amos 8:11, because the wisdom is a metaphor. The oil is a metaphor for wisdom. Amos 8:11, it says, "Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh the Most High, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it." See? So when all hell breaks loose during Jacob's trouble, they're going to want to know the truth. What does the Bible say about this? What does the Bible say about all the military on the streets, governing the land, aka martial law, Jacob's trouble, But they're going to look for the truth, but they ain't going to find it. Why? Because the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai they're not going to be on the street corners. Right now it's wise to get in as much as we can before that famine of the word comes in, because even the brothers, we're going to be dealing on our own in that day. We may if it's the Lord's will, we may have some of the brothers with us or whatnot, but we're not going to have access to watching the elders videos or the elders in different cities or brothers in different cities, because there's not going to be no internet. All you're going to have is, it's going to be like that book of Eli. The only thing you're going to have is you and the book. And if you don't have no wisdom, you don't have no understanding, you're not going to understand what you read if you're not gathering this oil. This is the time right now to gather the oil. All right. Let's see. And what it is when you go into the oil, because when you put oil in the ancient times when they had oil lamps, you would need the oil for the lamp to work, and so when you put that oil in the lamp, it would give light to the house, and that light is a metaphor for knowledge, right? So without the oil, you have no light. Without wisdom, you have no understanding, right? Where are we at? Let's go back to Ecclesiastes 12 and where am I at? Verse 5. "And when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets, or ever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. Then the dust returned to the earth as it was." And basically this time also, this is twofold, this chapter, because it's also talking about, your truth, that the brothers who are in this truth, pushing this knowledge right now, we're not going to be in our elderly years. We're going to be up in the kingdom's going to happen before, right now I'm 47, 48. The kingdom is going to be here, Lord's will, way before I'm in my, 70s or 80s or what, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like we're going to be, like it said, like Yahushua said, there will be some here standing here that shall not taste death or shall not die. Where am I at? But it says in verse 7, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it. So when you do die, where does your spirit go? Do you go to heaven? Like all these Christians, oh, my mama's in heaven. My grandma's in heaven. She's in heaven with the Lord, the good Lord. No, the spirit goes to Yahweh, but the heaven's not established until the kingdom is established. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher, all is vanity. So in Solomon's wisdom, because he wrote Ecclesiastes, in his wisdom, what did he come to? The conclusion did he come to? Everything is useless. Everything is useless. The only thing that's not useless is this knowledge, is this truth. Right? You can go to college. You can live the so-called Babylonian American dream. You can go get a high-paying job or not, and you could all be taken away with you. Yahweh can put you to death. You go through all that trouble of trying to be what they call successful on this side, and then at the end of the day, it's all vanity, man. You could have the baddest woman as your wife, trophy wife like they call it, but she's not going to be able to get you salvation. And a lot of times a trophy wife or a beautiful woman, she's a burden, right? And I know I've had many beautiful women. And beautiful women can be a burden to a brother in this truth, in this knowledge. Verse 9. Moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yeah, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. Right, so we teach, we're not at the famine yet, a famine of the word yet. So yeah, we go out there and we wisdom cries in the streets, But through experience, we know, hey, don't give your pearls to swine. The only ones who are gonna appreciate and receive this knowledge and this truth are the members of the elect. All right? The remnant. Verse 10. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even the words of truth. Right? So that's what we seek out, are the words of truth, the true knowledge. We're not like those Israelites, those 2/3 Israelites they might have a zeal, but it's not according to knowledge, They have a passion, but it's not according to knowledge. It's according to the lies they've been taught here in Babylon, where they grew up. So verse 11, the words of the wise are as goads and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. Right, so Yahweh, through King Solomon, he's telling us, hey, there's a ton of books out there. You go out there and you read all these different books, all these different philosophy books. All it's going to do is bring you confusion, man. I would recommend, if you're a new brother in this truth, the only book you really need to be reading is the scriptures, because the scriptures is living water. You're going to continue learning and learning and learning. You can do this thing for 30 years and still be learning something new every day. That's how this living waters, the scriptures flows. You start going off reading other books. I'm not saying, you can't do that, because you can read books to get, knowledge and things like that. But, at the end of the day, it's all about this truth. It's all about these scriptures. All right. And you start going to read the Quran, you don't want to be one of those brothers that's confused, thinking that there's a benefit, in the books who are not of the scriptures, So Solomon warned us. He said, hey, there's no end to these books, man. People write books every day. You don't want to be caught up in all of these different doctrines, these different philosophies, which cause you to go off. All right? I say, if you're an elder, And that's even a debatable title, right? Because really, who's to say you're an elder? You could be in this thing for 10 years and still not be considered an elder. I'm going on, I think, my 8th year. By no means I'm not an elder. So I would say, if you're like, our elders, they're firmly rooted, and really all of the elect are firmly rooted in the truth. But once you have experience in this thing, you go ahead and pick up another book and learn something. But I wouldn't recommend it for anybody new. You definitely just stay in the scriptures, learn the milk, so you can get the meat someday. Really though, it just comes down to there's only one truth. There's only one book that has all the true wisdom. That's all you need, right? Everything in this book is sufficient for our salvation. Verse 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And what man? The Israelite man. Because the laws were only given to us, okay? For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Right. I was going to put judgment on everybody, everything. Everyone's going to have to face judgment, right? All right? And some are going to be judged righteously, and some are going to be judged in wickedness, and you're going to be, you're going to be punished for that. So the elect, and we call ourselves the hopeful elect, we're going to have a mark of exemption on us if we're in that number, because we're out here fighting and standing stiffly for the true names and defending the gospel daily, you see. So I don't know, I just had a quick lesson, wanted to get it in. Spirit was on me, and I'm going to go ahead and close out on that. So I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rukakudash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, and Shalom to the elect.